Hi, my name is Iuliano. I'm a social media consultant and public speaker. Today, I want to share with you the 6 different ways to get paid to speak, what are the next steps, and what is going to be the best method for you. But before I jump into the different ways to get paid for public speaking, I highly recommend you find a place to practice your craft again and again and again, week after week after week. My recommendation is Toastmasters. If you've never heard about it, check this video up here. Is Toastmasters worth it for you? And it will give you the entire breakdown. But let's jump into the 6 different ways to get paid for public speaking. That's getting paid to go up on stage and do your talk. To do this, you need to be a really excellent salesperson and either go out there and find places that will pay you, or they will come to you and you have to negotiate for it. Now, the challenge with getting the paid speaking fee is a lot of these places don't want to pay their speakers. You have to make the decision if that is right for you to speak for free or if you're only doing paid speaking gigs. But if you're looking to do paid speaking gigs only as a public speaker, only going up there getting paid for your keynote, you have to master sales. You have to build a brand, you have to build an audience, because it's always going to boil down to, can you generate them more revenue for them paying you your fee than you are going to cost them? If, for instance, you are a president or a former president, you are going to sell tickets just by showing up. So they will pay you your $500,000 speaking fee because they know they're going to sell way more than $500,000 worth in tickets. That's, I know, huge and massive, but it also equates down to, if your speaking fee is $1,000, you have to prove that you can bring over $1,000 worth of value into this organization. Ideally, $10,000, $20,000 worth of value. Now, the way you do that is you become a master in your industry, in your niche, or you build a huge brand where everybody wants to come see you, or kind of a combination of both. The second way to get paid to speak is very similar to the first one. Instead of getting a speaker's fee, what you do is you have a book or a product that you sell instead of your speaking fee. So if somebody comes to me and says, hey Austin, we want you to speak, and I go, great, my speaking fee is $5,000, and they go, we don't have a $5,000 speaking fee. I go, okay, how many people do you have attending? Can you have every single person there purchase my book or purchase this product that I have that makes a lot of sense? Buy it in bulk, I will give you at a cheap rate. They go, absolutely, we're gonna have 500 people in attendance. Oh, that's great, my book is $10. Well, now I just got my $5,000 speaking fee, and you know what? I sold 5,000 new books. It's a great win-win situation. The challenge is you have to write a book or create an audiobook or create a product. You can do it. There's plenty of ways to make a book. I actually recorded my first book in 3 days when I was homeless, sleeping out of my car because I found somebody who was an amazing audio engineer. I wrote an outline and I just spoke and I made this amazing, awesome audiobook, which I can probably link to. The third way to get paid to speak is actually a really effective win-win solution where you get paid for every ticket sold. You get a portion of the tickets sold. They get 10 or 20, 30, 50%. If this is an opportunity that comes up for you and you know you have an audience you can sell to, that's a great way that you can actually make a lot more than your speaking fee. Because if you sell out that 100 tickets and you get 50% of every single ticket, well, now you just made 50% of all the sales. Now, that's an exception, not generally the rule. If you want to go about this method, I highly recommend you build your email list. I have a link in the description of the email service provider I use. It's an amazing tool called ConvertKit. It's super easy to set up, but you build your email list, let your people know that, hey, this is where I'm going to be speaking, go buy tickets, and then you're sold out of all the seats. Think of it kind of like a musician. They let you know where they're touring and they're consistently selling out their own tickets. It's a great way to get paid to speak. The fourth way to get paid to speak is a solution I like to do when I'm speaking at a place that won't give me a portion of the sales, won't give me a speaker fee, won't be available to buy my book. They are strictly there to bring you in for free content and you decided you want to do it. This way, is selling on stage. There's a whole art and craft to selling on stage, but the general principle is you get up on stage and you just deliver tons and tons and tons of value for whatever amount of time it is, whether it's a 15-minute talk or an hour-long presentation. And then at the back of the room, you have your product or your services that you are selling, and you tell people, hey, go sign up for this program, or go buy my book, it's at the back, and everybody rushes to the back to get an exclusive copy of your new book or your new program, whatever it is that you just happen to be selling. Now, I highly recommend you pick and choose these situations that make sense for you. If you're just starting out, go do it, because you'll get a lot more experience and practice and more opportunities. The next steps with this is to do it often and practice. There are excellent resources out there for teaching you how to sell on stage most appropriately and naturally for you. It takes practice like anything else. Number 5 is a version of selling on stage that I implement almost every single time I'm up on stage. That's being on stage and going for leads for your business. And how you do this is you go up on stage and you deliver that value. But instead of saying, rush to the back of the room and buy my book, or here's my program and why you want to buy in, what I do is I go, here's this amazing value. At the end, I leave 1 or 2 slides, if I'm using a slide deck, to say, this is how I work, this is who I'm looking for. If you know anybody who is in need of these services, if you want to meet me afterwards, I will be at the front of the stage or I'll be at the side of the stage. Come up, talk to me, let's have a conversation, and then I just leave it at that. I don't do a hard sell, because the way I look at it is, say you're on stage and there's 300 people in this room. I have now just been up on there speaking for, say, 15 minutes, networking for 15 minutes, showing my expertise for 15 minutes to all 300 of these people, and I allow those people who self-qualify that, hey, this is somebody I want to talk to, come up and have a conversation with me. Now, granted, I usually have somebody with me who is working the amount of people up there, because there might be 10, 20, 30 people, and you're trying to get to have conversations with everybody, and you don't want anybody slipping away, you don't want to miss any opportunities. So if you have a couple buddies with you who can kind of talk and vet and like make sure you get business cards and things like that, it's a great system to use. It doesn't require that hard sell mentality. You don't have to master the art of selling on stage. You just master the art of delivering that value and that authenticity, and then allow people to come up to you and talk to you afterwards. Last, and certainly not least, is my favorite method of getting paid to speak. It's the one everybody seems to overlook, but it's actually the best if you're just starting out, which is to hold workshops. Even if it's only 20, 30, 50 people, and create your own event so you can get up on that stage. Now, you can use these other methods to sell your book or sell your programs or generate leads for your business, but that is a way of getting paid to speak. Other ways to approach this too. If you don't know where to host a workshop, take out your smartphone, which every single person has, open up Facebook Live, Periscope, Instagram Live, any of these live streaming platforms, and you start being consistent delivering value live streaming. There's no difference between speaking up on a stage and then speaking to your phone and having 2,000 people watch you. The first time I ever live streamed was with Meerkat, when it was a platform that doesn't exist anymore, and there was 3,000 people who watched me concurrently. And that blew my mind. 3,000 eyeballs were watching me talk about social media. And it was actually when I was homeless too, because I just moved to New York City, sleeping out of my car. That was an absurd time in my life, but it showed me the power of these social medias. That is another way of getting paid to speak. You have an audience at your disposal. You just have to build it. Even if you're small, starting out, doing a workshop is a great way to start building your brand. The very first workshop I ever did, when I was 20-something, I had about 30 people in this small restaurant, and I ended up getting a $6,000 client, which blew my mind at how much money that was back in the day. Hold a workshop, start one up. Finally, let's talk about next steps to take. In this video, I've talked about the importance of building your email list. Statistically, for every $1 you put in email marketing, in building your email list, you get 40 in return. So having an email list is the fastest way to build your brand and build your ability to get paid to speak. There are some other things though. If you're looking to pitch yourself, if you're looking to get in contact with the people who can get you those opportunities to be in front of other people, you want a media kit and a press kit and a one sheet. There's a link in the description about where I go to get my media kits, my press kits, and my one sheets. All of those templates. I use a Keynote PowerPoint version, and it's amazing because I'm not a graphic designer. If you ask me to draw anything other than a stick figure, it's going to be disastrous. But I can have this beautiful presentation, I can have a beautiful media template that I use, and whenever I get something new, a new opportunity, I can sneak it in there, and boom, it's done. I love it. It saves me so much time and energy. So check out the media kits, the press kits, the one sheets, the ebook templates that are in the description. Lastly is a place to practice. At the start of the video, I mentioned Toastmasters. It's a fantastic resource. If you don't already know what it is, again, check that video out. But there are other places to practice. You can go to Kiwanis clubs, you can go to your Rotary clubs, you can go to BNI, you can host your own workshops from your living room, or you can check out Meetup or Eventbrite and see if you can go to some of those events and become a speaker to practice. But again, if you want to get paid to speak, you have to be next level to actually get that dollar bills coming at you. Let me know if this video was helpful. If there are other ways that you have found getting paid to speak, drop it in the comments, give this video a like, and if you like more of this content and you want more of it, make sure to subscribe.